Okay, here's the buzz, here's the deal, here's what's happening. Journal entries are what we use as accountants to record transactions, and we think of the world in terms of debits and credits. So before we go any further, let's do 3 simple journal entries together to make sure that we have a good handle on how to record transactions. So Marks Industries had the following transactions. They borrowed $5,000 from the bank, they paid $3,100 for a new computer, and they purchased $860 worth of supplies on account. So remember that assets increase with debits, liabilities known as equity accounts increase with credits, expense or debits, expense or debits, expense or debits. The opposite of expenses is revenue or sales. Those accounts increase with credit, and drawing starts with D. That reminds us that owner's drawings are recorded with debits. Or you can look at the way the book looks at it. The book has the accounting equation laid out and reminds us that assets increase with debits and decrease with credits. Liabilities increase with credits and decrease with debits. And basically, owner's equity increases with credits and decreases with debits. So both types of accounts on the right-hand side of the balance sheet increase with credits and decrease with debits. And more specifically, the owner's equity account increases with revenue accounts, which are recorded with credits, and decrease with expenses, which are recorded with debits. So the first transaction, they didn't give us the date, but let's put in January 1st because we're learning about how journal entries work. And we debit cash. Cash is an asset. Asset is increasing because we borrowed money from the bank. Assets increase with debits, so we're debiting cash. We credit an account called notes payable, and it might also be called a short-term debt or long-term debt. It depends on whether this note is due this year or over a year from now. And so the exact title isn't important, whether you say debt or notes payable. It doesn't really matter. The important thing is that you use an account title and not a phrase. You don't say borrowed cash. You don't say signed notes payable. You debit and credit specific accounts. And if you insist on a phrase or a sentence, by all means, stick it down here in the memo section where I assumed we borrowed this money from Chase Bank. The next transaction, we got a new computer. Computer is an asset. Assets increase with debits. We know that from our chart. We also know it from our books scenario they have laid out for us down there. You could have also called this office equipment or office computer. The important thing again is to use an account title. Cash is an asset. It increases with debits and decreases with credits. So we credit cash for $3,100. And again, these are exact account titles. The only place we put a phrase or a sentence is in this memo section here, and I pretended like we bought Bob this new computer. All right, why don't you pause this video and see if you can do the third journal entry. So I hope you got it. Supplies is an asset. Assets increase with debits. On account means account payable. That's a liability account. Any account that has the word payable, accrued, or unearned in it is a liability account. It means you owe somebody something. In this case, we owe somebody some cash. Those liability accounts always increase with credits. So our third journal entry, again, let's pretend like it's January 1st. We debit the account supplies, we credit the account accounts payable, and we put a little note down here. I pretend like we bought it from Staples. All right, so whether you think of the basic 6 rules, or you think of this little chart here, or you think of the book's accounting equation expanded down here, you should be starting to get a good handle on exactly how debits and credits work. And notice that they always balance. $5,000 worth of debits, $5,000 worth of credits, and that we always use account titles. The only time we use phrases or sentences is down in the memo section to remind us, and more importantly, the next person, exactly what happened. All right, hope that helps.